Good. Pretty
I mean,
good.
it's the best burger I've ever had in my life.
Thank you for
what I've
saying
heard.
that.
And I mean, I'm always on the lookout for a good burger.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it was delicious. Yes.
Oh, wow. I'm just glad to be sitting down. I'm glad I didn't have to go to the tab room.
Oh, yeah. I know, I just got back into town and we went straight over there yesterday. And then I said, I gotta go back.
Today we were actually
I saw these pictures.
Okay, for the,
Metal brick.
okay. The shutters and trim are staying the same. So this is for the.
Right, yeah.
Okay, shutters are the, I know you said the floor. So either one of these, but it's still all the trim inside. I got you. I got these and then they can make that determination. Alright, sounds good. As long as you got this.
So blessed.
I know.
We dodged such a major bullet.
I know.
How about,
I know, you know.
how about this, you take up the Dodgers for
That's it.
Oh,
and then we
Well, I was just gonna ask you
call
about
it
that.
square.
Well,
We
Catherine,
meet at the
they were
end
on
and
high
then-
ground, so they, you know, they survived pretty well. And they have a generator, so they, when the power went out, theirs didn't
Had
go.
water?
They
Yeah,
had
that's
water, but the water is now running out. But yesterday, her husband had already gone to Wyoming to
I was gonna
fish
say that's probably what.
at their house. Welcome to the Town of Abingdon's Historic Preservation Review Board's regular meeting. This is a citizen board appointed by the Town Council to interpret and uphold Abingdon's Historic Preservation Ordinance, which is Chapter 44, Section 2-4 of Abingdon's zoning ordinance that protects the historic district of Abingdon, which has been designated the Old and Historic District, along with all of its contributing resources, including buildings, structures, and sites from negative encroachment resulting from inappropriate construction, design alterations, or demolitions. Our review process is guided by our design review guidelines, which are based on the United States Secretary of the Interior's standards for rehabilitation. Our aim on this board is to provide a positive bridge between the design review process and property owners seeking to make changes, working together through the natural partnership that exists between us for mutual good. The result will be to ensure Abingdon's historic district continues as a valuable asset and one that makes Abingdon a good place to live, to work, and to visit. We definitely appreciate your interest, and we encourage public participation in our meeting. Your comments are important to our decision-making process. So anyone who'd like to address the board, please approach the podium, identify your first and last name, and please give your complete mailing address. Thank you. I'm Betsy White, the chair.
Mr. Boyd?
Here.
Mr. Anderson?
Here.
Mrs. Hartshorn?
Here.
Mrs. White?
Here.
And Mrs. Bunn?
All right. The first order, we have quorum. The first order of business will be to approve our very long minutes of our August 19th special called meeting. Has everybody had time to look over those minutes?
Yes.
Do we have any adjustments to them? I actually have one, and it is just the date that I mentioned. I had seen the door in the back of on the back of the building there on the Clark Building. It was 1978 rather than 68. Any other comments? Do I have a motion to approve?
I move we approve those minutes from whatever that day is.
Okay. Peyton Boyd has made a motion to approve the August 19th special called meetings minutes with a second by,
I'm gonna have to sustain. I wasn't here for that.
okay.
Me either, I wasn't here.
Oh,
It's a broadcast too.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Mrs. Bund will second.
Okay. Mr. Boyd?
aye.
Mr. Anderson?
Aye.
Oh, no, you would abstain.
Abstain.
Yep. Mrs. Hartshorn?
Abstain.
Mrs. White?
Aye.
And Mrs. Bunn?
Aye.
Okay, good.
All right, so I think now we need to amend the agenda. Would that be the next thing we need to do?
First, we'll go through the first two, and then we have public comment, and that's when they'll come up.
That's okay.
Yep.
All right, we'll go through the first two certificate of appropriateness applications, and the first one is Hugh Belcher.
So
We'll have the
yes.
We'll have the staff report and then Mr. Belcher.
So yes, Hugh Belcher, applicant/owner, has requested approval of a certificate of appropriateness to paint various architectural features of the main building, address 350 East Main Street, and two outbuildings located in the rear of the lot. This is located at 350 East Main Street, Abingdon, Virginia. And so I have the paint colors here too, so you can see them more in greater detail here. So if you want to pass those around. So the applicant proposed to apply two oil-based paint to various architectural features of the main building, address 350 East Main Street, and two outbuildings located in the rear lot. The existing paint will be encapsulated and not scraped off. For the main building, all trim and fascia will be painted Acadia white. Door surrounds and frames will be painted Acadia white. The side or east door, Acadia white. Front porch columns, Acadia white. Front porch tongue and groove flooring. The applicant has supplied me with another color, so they're either the first one's the coffee house chocolate, or the other second one is that more navy blue color. So they're looking maybe for a decision on that. But, yeah.
That's allowable.
Window surrounds, frames, mullins, lintels, and sills, Acadia white. Window shutters again, that dark blue color. And then weatherboard siding will be the Acadia white. The outbuildings, All trim and fascia, Acadia white. Door surrounds and frames, Acadia white. The doors could be either of the blue color or could just remain that dark green color that they currently are. And then the weatherboard siding, Acadia white. So here, just to show you here, this is what the house currently looks like. Here's the main house. Here are the outbuildings.
Is that the green door?
Yes, yeah, it's a dark green door, like a forest green like we usually see in other
Green door
areas.
would go away and become either the brown or the blue.
And so, when on site with the applicant, they mentioned both colors will be an oil-based paint. Since the existing layer will be encapsulated, the existing paint must also be oil-based to allow the proper adhesion between the existing and proposed paint. Both paints are produced by Benjamin Moore. Otherwise, and then CW 165, otherwise known as the Coffee House Chocolate. And also the darker blue is from Benjamin Moore's Colonial Williamsburg paint collection. Acadia white was the same color used to paint the existing wooden picket fence and wooden arbor seen from East Main Street. So the applicant's trying to match that paint color that's on the fence that's there in the arbor with the trim now and everything, so.
All right, very good.
If you have any question for me, more than happy to answer.
Any questions for him?
If not,
All
the
right.
applicant's here and can
I
come
have
up.
a comment. I wanna thank you for bringing actual paint samples, because if you saw what they turned out like in the packet, it really does make a difference, so I applaud you for doing that.
Will you join us?
And also, I just want to take a minute to, I've had a few people that have seen, apparently this is up for public viewing, some
Yes, it is.
who approached me at the cafe and said, can you believe that they're making you come before this board to paint your house? And I have said in each instance, no, this is great. I love it, because this is exactly the type of, this is what we need to keep Abington great.
Thank you.
So,
Well, we thank
thank
you.
you guys, very worthy work.
We thank you.
And our goal is to work with you, not against you.
I understand that, yes.
As we
That's
say
right.
in our aim, we have a common goal. Yes.
Amen.
All right. Would you like to add anything?
No, my wife and I are still at odds whether to go with the chocolate or the
Yeah.
blue. And we actually aren't gonna probably start this anytime soon, but I just wanted to get it approved so that we can
Sure.
start it when we're ready to start it.
So probably what you'd like for us to do is to consider the white uniformly.
Yes.
And the shutters and the door, either the chocolate or the blue.
Correct.
Okay.
That's right, if that's possible.
Okay,
Yeah, and you can
They're
make,
both from the Colonial Williamsburg collection,
okay.
for whatever that's worth.
and you can make in your motion to give the applicant some flexibility to say, they can either use the coffee house brown or the
Right,
blue,
that's
where
what-
it's specified in the staff
That's what we'll
report.
do,
So
I'm sure.
This
Okay.
way it gives them
You'll
some
do it
flexibility.
within the next year?
Yes.
Okay, because otherwise we'd have
Yes,
to write an
absolutely.
extension.
All righty. Any further questions for Mr. Belcher? All right. A motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the paint colors as presented in the combination that Mr. Belcher decides on with the brown and the blue.
All right,
I'll second that.
all right. We have a motion on the floor by Ms. Hartshorn to approve the application as presented to be the Arcadia white, and then to let them choose between the chocolate or the blue as they please. All right, and a second, did you second it, Mr.
Yes,
Anderson?
ma'am. Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Anderson seconded the motion. Any further comment? All righty, roll call.
Mr. Boyd,
Aye.
Mr. Anderson,
All right.
Mrs. Hartshorn,
Aye.
Mrs. White,
All right,
and Mrs. Bond.
we thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, board. Thank you.
Beautiful home.
Thank you.
All right, so application number 2 is Cassidy Case. I think she's here. Staff?
So yes, Cassidy Case, applicant, and Brian Thompson, owner, has requested approval of a certificate of appropriateness for applied 4 square foot vinyl graphics to the 2 existing freestanding sign structures on East Main Street and Dedmore Street. The property is located at 401 East Main Street. It's also in Subdistrict 1.
Okay.
Some background on it. So this was one of the properties that was brought in when we expanded the historic district last October. So that's why the freestanding sign looks this certain way. It was in the entrance corridor, but then it was brought into the OH district last October. And then, so, let's see here. Again, the applicant proposed to apply 4 square foot vinyl graphics to the 2 existing freestanding sign structures on East Main Street and Dedmore Street, as shown in the rendering provided. The vinyl graphics will have a white background to simulate the existing pre-finished white metal faces installed into the pre-finished black freestanding sign structures frame. Typically, sign structures such as the one located at this parcel are not allowed in the Old Historic District. However, as previously mentioned, in the background section, this was incorporated last year in October. No alterations will be done to the existing freestanding sign structure. So they're just looking to pretty much put a 4 square foot vinyl graphic in already that white metal background that's in there. Now, I did ask the applicant, since they are allowed to ask for more signs to fill out that space, instead of just having a 4 square foot decal applied, just to apply to that whole face of that white metal sign there. They said they would think on it, so if you
Okay,
look.
can we go clarify that? So
Sure.
this is a decal,
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
and right now it's gonna be that size,
So it'd be 4 square feet, yes.
but not the size that's showing. It's gonna stretch out.
So, yes, so
But
if they want more, they can try and fill this space up, since it's an existing spot and it's a metal sign.
And
a metal
there's
face
one on
there.
Main Street and one on Dedmore Street.
Yep.
That's
So
two
here's the
signs.
one on East Main,
Okay.
and then, so it'd be going right here. There's just a for sale sign right here right
Okay.
now.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, and then this is the one that's on Dedmore. So they applied for only a 4 square foot because they know that's what's typically allowed.
Mhm.
But because this is an existing sign structure, they're not making any alterations to it, and this metal face is already there. I said, if you want to ask for more, you can in this situation to fill out the space, but they didn't get back to me in time, so I just let Cassie know that this would be the time to ask.
Yes, if possible, that would be wonderful if we could fill up the whole space, because I think it would look a little bit more groomed.
I think it would look a little bit more.
Yeah, because
groomed if it was
like
filled
that,
in.
it's a little, you go by and you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
and we don't want it to look that way.
It's also, the text for that, those 3 words along the top are gonna be pretty hard to read from anywhere, not right up on it. So if you do
Right.
enlarge it, that would help.
Yes, that would be wonderful. That prevent hopefully any fender benders of people trying to slow down
Yeah.
and stop
And
up
read it,
traffic.
right.
So, you expand the sign
Uh-huh.
now, but you mentioned there's other businesses in there as well?
No, this sign, well, this sign's also for a rear one there, but this one's been vacant ever since that building became vacant. So
Yeah,
that's
so
why
we're
this
the
face is
only
already here.
ones.
So are you taking down the other sign,
No, these are staying.
Yeah.
These are,
even though there's no businesses there?
We can take them down. I was actually gonna mention that since I had all of you, because where it is kind of false advertisement, there's nothing else in the building, and eventually we would like to expand into the rest of the building. So if approved, we would like to take down that one and place our sign at the top, and then leave the bottom one, as is.
This plain white?
Mhm.
So the oral surgeon is not there anymore?
No. I'm not sure how long. I think they've been gone for 2-3 years,
I mean, I
maybe
think
longer.
I think if it's not a viable business, why are we
Yeah.
advertising?
It's a clutter, I would
Yeah.
call it,
Yes.
if it
Is
wasn't
that-
there.
Because I know every time someone stops in the store, they're like, oh, is the surgeon behind you? And then
Okay.
whole spiel on no.
Yeah.
have you gotten permission from them to remove this sign?
Yes, so, the building owner, is totally fine with us removing it since no one, is in it, but totally up to you all.
To me, I think that it's just clutter. If it's up there and there's no one in that building, I would like to maybe see those surgeon signs, maybe taken away.
Well, it takes away from your business.
Yes.
So just to clarify,
Uh-huh.
that there's the potential to remove the oral surgeon signage and expand yours up into it?
Yes.
Is that what you're thinking
Replace-
of doing?
And-
Yeah,
And to
replace
leave the
their-
bottom one blank, right?
Right.
Right.
Oh, leave the bottom one?
Yeah,
Mm.
they'll just move the
Oh, I
health food
see.
up to the top
Oh,
where the
yes,
surgeon's
okay.
at.
All
And
right.
then the bottom will just be a blank square that they would leave if another business does.
Oh, I see what you're
Is that,
saying.
is that
And
what I?
yes, and if you
Okay.
feel it would look better if we filled the bottom with a double sign, or if we can,
I don't think we can let you have two signs. That would be two
Yeah,
signs.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
we
think what you, I think what you
I think
thought, if,
yeah.
what you would like to do is put it up
Yes.
and leave the bottom blank.
Yes.
And
Okay,
just make
so,
it bigger.
so that's what you would
Right.
like.
And then remove the clutter where they're not there anymore.
Yes.
And our hopes are to eventually be able to expand into
Right.
the building, make it a little bigger, more room.
Okay,
Do we have any kind of guidelines regarding vinyl decal signs?
We've allowed them before, like with down there and everything, because this is, again, typically, this sign structure, we wouldn't necessarily allow this type
Right,
in the OH.
But it was.
But because
annexed.
it's an existing and vinyl's always been used for this type of
Okay.
sign, it's appropriate. Now, if this sign was removed,
Right,
the sign structure, then they'd have to kind of go back with
Start
something
over.
that's more
Or
of a
just approve
appropriate.
those storefront
downtown, yeah,
signs in the,
right.
Yeah,
in the business
Yep.
district.
Yeah.
Okay, any further comment? How about a motion?
I move we approve the application as presented with the option of enlarging
Taking off.
the logo and moving it up to the top.
All right, so we have a motion on the floor by Mr. Boyd to approve the sign as presented and to allow it to be moved to the top and removal of the oral surgeon signs.
and to expand to be, take up the whole space of the top space.
Take, oh
Yeah.
yes, and to the expansion of it to take up the whole space at the top, yes.
I'll second that motion.
Second to the motion by Mr. Anderson. Any further comment? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Boyd,
Aye.
Mr. Anderson,
Aye.
Mrs. Hartshorn,
Aye.
Mrs. White,
Aye,
and Mrs. Bunn.
Aye.
there you go.
Okay, thank you
Good
all
Good
so
luck to you,
much.
good
I
luck to you.
appreciate it.
Yes,
Welcome.
ma'am, thank
And
you for
welcome.
coming out.
All right. Now,
No, public
okay,
comment.
now we need to amend the agenda to let Mr. White come up here. And he has something a little bit different that he'd like to do to his approved project that we need to approve.
So we would need a motion to amend the agenda.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, so we have a motion to amend the agenda by Ms. Hartshorn and a second by
I'll second.
Ms. Bunn. Roll call.
Mr. Boyd,
Aye.
Mr. Anderson,
Aye.
Mrs. Hartshorn,
Aye.
Mrs. White,
Aye.
and Mrs. Bunn.
Aye.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Again.
My apologies for coming up during this forum. We didn't actually get the quote for our windows
Mm-hmm.
on our garage until after the deadline. And so I don't know if you guys have tried to procure or price exterior mullion windows lately. They are neither cheap nor easy to get, with a lead time of 4 to 6 weeks on getting these windows in. Now, who knows? And we hope to start the end of the month. So what we have decided we want to do with our garage on the west-facing side of that garage where there's a small, I think it's about a 2 by 3 foot window,
Mhm.
which will be facing the Blevins' property, which they're in front of you also,
Mhm.
wanting to put a
Mhm.
shed kind of right below
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
We just want to remove that window out, so it's just gonna be a solid siding,
Okay.
LP siding on there. That's really all we want to do.
Okay, are we looking at the?
This is the
where-
That's what it'll
that's
look
where
like
is?
without
Oh,
the
okay.
window.
Okay, all right. Any comments? Anybody?
Is that just to have one less window to have to pay a lot of money for?
That's part of it, yeah.
I mean, which is legitimate. I was
Pardon?
curious. That's a legitimate reason. I was just curious if that's
Yeah.
Okay, how about a motion?
reasoning.
I'll make the motion
Okay,
to approve as presented, the removal of the window.
okay. Ms. Bunn has made the motion to approve the removal of the window that was previously approved.
I'll second that.
Ms. Hartshorn seconds the motion.
Mr. Boyd,
Aye.
Mr. Anderson,
Aye.
Mrs. Hartshorn,
Aye.
Mrs. White,
Aye,
and Mrs. Bunn.
Aye.
thank you.
Thank you all very
And thank you very
much.
much for
Appreciate it.
coming back. Thank
Great.
you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate you coming back.
All righty.
Okay,
So, Gabe?
So now,
Oh, that's,
back. Give me a sec here. So we've got some waivers. If you want me to go over any of those, I'm more than happy to.
Can we go over the first one, just sort of,
change this one.
Clarify a couple things.
For 225 East Main
Yeah.
Street?
Mhm.
Yep. So they are, let me get to, oh, so they're repairing some of the door sills underneath, some of the wood has come off, and so they're gonna be using wood epoxy to fill that in,
Oh, okay.
and then just repainting and everything, so.
Any other questions on any other ones? I'm assuming everybody's had time to look at the waivers and maybe drive by and look. Okay. If not, I think we can just keep going.
Yep, so we would do an adjournment, and then we would just go into our workshop then.
All right.
So-
Motion to-
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, Ms. Hartsworth moves to adjourn the meeting, second by
I'll second.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Boyd,
Aye.
Mr. Anderson,
Aye.
Mrs. Hartshorn,
Aye.
Mrs. White,
Aye.
and Mrs. Bunn.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
So let me pull up,
Well, 20-minute meeting, everybody.
Yeah, that was nice.
You were on it, Miss White. You were on it, Miss White. You were on it, Miss White.
I think we just had a lucky agenda.
Yes, we did. Simple.